Tonight, forget the stages, the awards, the screaming crowds, and the perfectly timed choreography because we're zooming in on something far more intimate, far more human, and strangely revealing about BTS. Their favorite fruits, yes fruits, those simple things you eat without thinking twice. But what if behind each choice there's a hidden habit, a personality clue, a quiet comfort, or even a childhood memory that shaped who they are today? What if a fruit isn't just a fruit, but a mirror of taste, temperament, and personal history? Imagine this like a late-night TV special. The lights dimmed, the music low, the narrator's voice calm but teasing, pulling you closer with every word. Because this ranking isn't random, it isn't made to be cute, and it definitely isn't as normal as you'd expect. Some choices feel predictable, safe, almost textbook BTS, but one name on this list will make you stop and say, wait, seriously? And yes, we're talking about a favorite fruit that feels so unusual, so unexpected, it almost feels like a plot twist written just to mess with your head. Why would someone at the top of global pop superstardom be emotionally attached to something most people barely eat? Why does another member gravitate towards something playful and messy? And why do certain fruits perfectly match the way these members speak, move, love, and even rest when the cameras are finally off? This is not about nutrition charts or cute trivia you scroll past on social media. This is about taste as identity, comfort as character, and the small personal details that make BTS feel real, close, and deeply human. As we count down from number 7 to number 1, every rank will pull you deeper into their world, layering facts with feeling, habits with history, and personality with symbolism, until by the end, you might never look at a piece of fruit the same way again. So stay with me, listen closely, don't skip ahead, because the higher we climb, the stranger, deeper, and more revealing it gets. And when we finally reach the top of this ranking, one question will echo louder than the rest. How can something so simple say so much about someone so extraordinary? Number 7. Jean and strawberries feel like that gentle opening scene in a drama where nothing explosive happens, but your heart quietly softens without you realizing it. Because strawberries aren't loud, they're not shocking, and they don't try to prove anything. Just like Jin's surface-level image that many people misunderstand as just funny or just handsome, when in reality, there's a deep emotional logic behind why this fruit fits him perfectly. Strawberries are bright, beautiful, and instantly appealing, yet they bruise easily, they spoil fast, and they require care, patience, and timing to enjoy at their best. And that mirrors Jin's personality in an almost poetic way. As the oldest member, Jin carries the weight of being strong for everyone else, often choosing humor as armor, choosing jokes as a shield so others don't have to worry, and strawberries reflect that same duality, cheerful on the outside, delicate underneath. There's also something deeply nostalgic about strawberries in Korean culture, often associated with desserts, childhood treats, cafe dates, and quiet moments of rest. And Jin has always been vocal about loving simple pleasures, food that feels like home, flavors that don't overwhelm but comfort. Strawberries aren't aggressive in taste. They don't challenge you. They invite you in softly, and Jin does the same with people, never forcing emotions, never demanding attention, but somehow becoming unforgettable once you let your guard down. From variety shows to behind-the-scenes clips, Jin's relationship with food is honest and grounding. He eats to enjoy, not to impress, and strawberries fit that philosophy perfectly. No complicated preparation, no performance, just freshness and sincerity. There's also the visual symbolism that can't be ignored. Strawberries are often used to decorate cakes, the final touch that makes something complete. And Jin has always been that finishing touch in BTS, the stabilizer, the mood setter, the quiet pillar who makes everything feel whole. Even his humor works like strawberries in a dessert, light, sweet, sometimes silly, but essential, because without it, the balance feels off. And let's be real, strawberries are often underestimated, dismissed as basic, until you taste a truly good one, and suddenly you understand why it's loved worldwide. And that's Jin in a sentence. His love for strawberries isn't flashy or strange. It's honest, emotional, and deeply personal, a reminder that sometimes the simplest choices reveal the most genuine hearts, making number 7 not the weakest on this list, but the soft foundation everything else stands on. Number 6. Suga and oranges feel like a combination you don't fully understand at first bite, because oranges look simple, almost boring, until you realize how many layers they carry, how much effort it takes to peel them, how much patience is required before you reach the sweetness inside, and that alone already sounds dangerously similar to Min Yoongi. Oranges are bright, yes, but their brightness isn't loud. It's calm, steady, and practical, the kind of color that doesn't beg for attention but still changes the mood of the room. And Yoongi has always moved like that, present without being overwhelming, influential without shouting. Peeling an orange is a ritual. You can't rush it, you can't fake it. Your fingers get sticky, the scent fills the air, and suddenly everything slows down. And that's Yoongi's pace in BTS. Deliberate, controlled, and honest, never wasting energy on things that don't matter. The bitterness of the peel versus the sweetness of the fruit mirrors his personality perfectly. Sharp words on the outside, sarcasm as a defense. But once you get past that surface, there's warmth, loyalty, and an emotional depth that hits harder because you didn't expect it. Oranges are also functional fruits, associated with health, recovery, and endurance, often eaten during long days, late nights, or moments when the body needs quiet support. And Yoongi is that member, the one who understands burnout, exhaustion, and mental pressure more than most, the one who respects rest not as laziness, but as survival. There's something deeply grounded about choosing oranges. No trend chasing, no aesthetic flex, just a fruit that does its job well. And that practicality has always defined Yoongi's approach to music, life, and fame. He doesn't romanticize struggle. He acknowledges it, peels through it layer by layer, and gets to the core with brutal honesty. Even the way oranges are segmented feels symbolic, broken into clean pieces, organized, shareable, much like Yoongi's role as someone who quietly supports others, offering pieces of advice, moments of clarity, without demanding credit. And let's not ignore the sensory detail. The smell of an orange instantly resets a room, cuts through heaviness, and brings focus, just like Yoongi's presence during tense moments, grounding the group when emotions run too high. His favorite fruit being an orange isn't cute trivia, it's a character study, a reflection of someone who understands that sweetness is more powerful when it's earned, not handed to you up front, making number 6 feel less like a low rank and more like a hidden core that holds everything together. Number 5, jhope and kiwi is a pairing that instantly feels playful, but secretly makes a lot of sense once you sit with it, because kiwi isn't a fruit you eat absentmindedly. It demands attention, it surprises you the moment you cut it open, and that shock of green is exactly the same kind of emotional whiplash Hobie gives when you realize his sunshine persona isn't just a gimmick, it's discipline, intention, and emotional intelligence wrapped in color. On the outside, kiwi looks rough, brown, almost unremarkable, even a little awkward, and Hobie has talked openly about how he wasn't always confident in his visuals or first impressions, but the moment you get past that exterior, there's an explosion of brightness, energy, and sharp clarity that wakes you up instantly. Kiwi is sweet but also tangy, refreshing but bold, never boring, and that balance mirrors Hobie's duality perfectly. The man who can turn a room into a dance floor and then switch into a hyper-focused professional who counts every beat, every angle, every breath. Nutritionally, kiwi is packed with vitamins, often associated with stamina, immunity, and recovery, and that symbolism hits hard when you think about Hobie's role in BTS as the energy regulator, the emotional charger, the one who lifts the group when fatigue sets in, but also knows when to pull back and recalibrate. Kiwi isn't the most popular fruit. It's not everyone's first choice, but once someone falls for it, they fall hard, and that's exactly how Hobie's presence works on stage and off. You might notice him for the smile, but you stay for the depth, the work ethic, the quiet seriousness behind the joy. There's also something global about kiwi, grown across different climates, crossing borders easily, just like Hobie's dance language, which speaks to audiences without needing translation. Even the way kiwi is often sliced and shared feels symbolic. Hobie gives his energy outward, offering joy freely, but only those who look closely see how much care goes into maintaining that brightness. His love for kiwi isn't random. It's a reflection of a man who understands that positivity isn't naive. It's cultivated, protected, and sometimes a little sour to keep it real, making number 5 a turning point in this ranking where the fruits stop being cute facts and start feeling like emotional blueprints. Number 4, RM and bananas might sound almost too obvious at first, like a choice you'd expect from someone practical and health conscious, but the deeper you go, the more this pairing reveals about Namjoon's mind, habits, and the way he carries leadership without spectacle. Bananas are efficient, reliable, and universally understood. They don't need hype. They don't need explanation. They just work, and that is RM's leadership style in its purest form. He doesn't lead by domination or noise. He leads by consistency, by showing up prepared, by being mentally and emotionally available when things get complicated. Bananas are known as brain fuel, rich in nutrients that support focus and endurance, and it's impossible to ignore how that symbolism aligns with Namjoon's role as the thinker, the translator, the bridge between cultures, and the one who often carries the weight of words for the group. There's also something deeply grounding about bananas. They're often eaten before workouts, during long days, or in moments when the body needs steady energy rather than a sugar rush. And RM has always approached growth the same way: slow, sustainable, intentional. He reads, he reflects, he questions himself, and bananas reflect that philosophy of nourishment without excess. The texture of a banana is soft but firm, gentle yet supportive, and that mirrors Namjoon's emotional presence, someone who speaks carefully, listens deeply, and offers reassurance without overpowering others. Even visually, bananas are often underestimated, plain, unflashy, sometimes even mocked, yet they're one of the most essential fruits worldwide, and that parallels how RM often downplays his own importance while quietly holding the entire structure together. His love for bananas isn't about taste alone, it's about function, balance, and respect for the basics, and that mindset shows in everything from his lyricism to his leadership decisions. Bananas also ripen over time, changing day by day, and Namjoon has never hidden his evolution, openly discussing mistakes, growth, and learning, allowing himself to mature in public without fear. Choosing bananas isn't boring, it's honest, it's intentional, and it reflects a man who understands that real strength doesn't need to be dramatic. It just needs to be dependable, making number for the quiet backbone of this entire ranking. Number 3, summer fragility, hidden emotional core. A tourmaline feels like a soft contradiction that slowly makes perfect sense the longer you sit with it, because watermelon is light but heavy, refreshing but emotionally loaded, simple on the surface yet deeply symbolic once you understand what it represents, and that duality has followed Jimin his entire life. Watermelon is the ultimate summer fruit, associated with laughter, shared moments, childhood memories, sticky hands, and quiet happiness, and Jimin has always carried that same energy, someone who makes people feel warm, safe, and emotionally open without even trying. But here's the part people miss. Watermelon is mostly water, incredibly fragile, easily cracked, easily damaged if handled roughly, and that mirrors Jimin's emotional sensitivity in a way that feels almost too accurate. He is someone who feels deeply, absorbs energy from others, and carries emotions not just for himself, but for the people he loves around him. The sweetness of watermelon is subtle. It doesn't punch you in the face. It slowly spreads, cooling you down, calming you, and Jimin's presence works the same way, never overpowering, never demanding attention, but somehow becoming essential the moment he's gone. There's also the discipline behind watermelon that people forget. It looks carefree, but growing a good one takes patience, timing, and care, and Jimin's journey reflects that perfectly. Years of intense self-criticism, physical strain, and emotional pressure hidden behind a smile that fans often mistake as effortless charm. Watermelon is often shared, sliced into pieces, eaten together, and Jimin has always been the emotional connector in BTS, the one who bridges gaps, who comforts quietly, who notices when something feels off even before words are spoken. Even the contrast of their red flesh and green skin feels symbolic, passion and vulnerability protected by composure and grace. Jimin's love for watermelon isn't about novelty or aesthetics. It's about comfort, emotional release, and balance, the kind of fruit you eat when you need to breathe, reset, and feel human again. And let's be honest, watermelon is messy, juice everywhere, seeds you can't fully avoid, and that messiness reflects Jimin's honesty with his emotions. He doesn't pretend to be unaffected. He allows himself to feel, to cry, to doubt, and that openness is what makes him magnetic. In a world that rewards hardness and control, choosing watermelon feels almost rebellious, a quiet declaration that softness is strength. And that's why number 3 doesn't feel like a middle rank. It feels like the emotional heart of this entire list, cooling everything around it while holding more depth than anyone expects at first glance. Number 2, Taehyung and Rambutan is one of those combinations that makes you smile first, then pause, then slowly realize how uncannily accurate it is, because Rambutan is strange, playful, and visually chaotic on the outside, yet surprisingly soft, sweet, and comforting once you break through its wild shell. And that contrast has always defined Taehyung's presence in BTS. Rambutan looks untamed, covered in soft spines, almost intimidating if you've never tried it before, and Taehyung has often been misunderstood in the same way, labeled as D, unpredictable, or odd, when in reality, that outer strangeness is just a creative skin protecting a deeply gentle and emotionally aware core. The first time you see a Rambutan, you don't quite know what to expect, and Taehyung thrives in that space of unpredictability, shifting from playful goofiness to profound emotional depth without warning, keeping people curious, slightly off balance, and completely drawn in. Rambutan is also a fruit closely tied to tropical warmth, nostalgia, and childhood in many cultures, eaten during family gatherings, shared casually, enjoyed without ceremony, and that sense of unfiltered, childlike comfort mirrors Taehyung's love for simple joys, old songs, vintage aesthetics, and moments that feel emotionally honest rather than polished. The flesh of a Rambutan is delicate, almost translucent, and bruises easily, which reflects how sensitive Taehyung actually is beneath his playful image, someone who feels deeply, loves intensely, and processes emotions through art, music, and silence rather than loud expression. Even the way you eat Rambutan feels symbolic. You have to peel it with your hands, get a little messy, engage with it physically, and Taehyung invites people to connect with him the same way, not through explanations but through presence, expression, and feeling. His artistic instincts, whether in photography, acting, or music, always lean toward texture, mood, and atmosphere, and Rambutan is nothing if not a textural experience, visually strange, tactile, and memorable. Choosing Rambutan isn't about popularity or status. It's about curiosity and personal attachment, and Taehyung has never been interested in fitting into neat boxes. His love for this fruit feels like a quiet statement that being different isn't a flaw, it's a flavor, one that not everyone will understand, but those who do will never forget, making number 2 not just a high rank, but a celebration of individuality, softness, and the beauty of being unapologetically yourself. Number 1, Jungkook and jackfruit is the kind of revelation that completely flips your expectations upside down, because out of all the fruits in the world, this is not the one people predict, not the trendy one, not the aesthetic cafe favorite, not the safe answer, and that's exactly why it makes terrifyingly perfect sense once you understand Jungkook as a human being rather than just an idol. Jackfruit is massive, heavy, rough on the outside, almost intimidating, a fruit that doesn't try to look pretty or convenient. And Jungkook has always been like that beneath the polished stage image, carrying immense strength, pressure, and responsibility from a very young age, growing up fast while staying emotionally grounded in surprisingly simple comforts. Jackfruit isn't something you casually snack on. It requires effort, patience, even commitment to open, to prepare, to fully enjoy, and that reflects Jungkook's relationship with growth and mastery. Nothing about his excellence came instantly. It was built through repetition, discipline, sweat, and a quiet obsession with getting better every single day. The smell of jackfruit is strong, unforgettable, polarizing. People either love it or can't stand it, and Jungkook's presence carries that same intensity. Once you notice him, you cannot unnotice him. His energy fills the room whether he's trying to or not. What makes this choice feel even deeper is jackfruit's emotional association with home, tradition, and grounding in many Asian cultures, often tied to family kitchens, long meals, and moments that feel real rather than performative. And Jungkook has always been the member who seeks comfort in routine, food, physical training, and familiar sensations when the world feels too loud. Inside that rough, spiky shell, jackfruit is sweet, fibrous, complex in texture, not smooth or delicate, but satisfying in a way that feels earned, and that mirrors Jungkook's emotional core perfectly. Someone who doesn't open up easily, who guards his vulnerability, but once he does, the warmth is overwhelming and sincere. Jackfruit is also incredibly versatile. Eaten ripe, cooked savory, transformed into something entirely different depending on how it's handled, and Jungkook's adaptability as an artist reflects that same quality. Singer, dancer, athlete, producer, learner, always reshaping himself without losing his essence. The reason this fruit feels weird to so many people is because it refuses to be simple. It's messy, sticky, demanding, and powerful, and Jungkook's journey has been exactly that. Not a clean fairy tale, but a heavy, real path filled with expectations, self-doubt, and relentless drive. Choosing jackfruit isn't random taste. It's subconscious honesty, a reflection of someone who finds comfort not in ease, but in substance, not in trends, but in something that feels solid, filling, and real. That's why number 1 doesn't just shock you, it lingers, because suddenly that strange fruit explains the man behind the muscle, the talent, and the global spotlight, revealing that Jungkook, at his core, is someone who needs depth, weight, and authenticity to feel whole.